because to say that things have been hotting up in the last few minutes is an understatement. This is a bad tackle, I think. Well, it isn't a bad tackle in that sense, it's just that he body-checked him, and the Manchester United players, I think felt that Wise should have more retribution. But anyway, a free kick it was. This is Schmeichel. Craig Burley, who'll have nightmares about that second goal, unless he can put it right at the other end, of course. And Cantona finds Butt. Giggs has made a sprinting run on the left-hand side and wasn't seen. I'm just wondering if I've ever seen a better semi-final than this in recent years.
Well, it's great stuff, isn't it? Feeling again, Dennis Wise played the ball wide to him. He pulled up. I don't know why on earth he's staying on the pitch. Somebody's got to make the decision to get the substitution. And I think Feeling himself has now decided to signal, I need to come off. And I think that's about 2 goals too late.
Well, it certainly will be one of those factors about the game that will be discussed. This is Cantona looking for Cole. And so too will Cantona's dramatic goal line clearance. Giggs, Cole, Keane, Butt. Stroking it around now, Manchester United. Beckham, scorer of the second goal. Phil Neville, maker of the first goal. Taking on the injured Phelan. Gets his cross in again. Chelsea are struggling down this flank.
Well, Dennis Wise is signalling as well to the bench, and he's saying to Terry Phelan, you know, isn't it about time he came off it? You know, Craig Burley will go over that side and play down that flank, and he did do for a few minutes while Phelan was getting treatment. And Peacock, I think, will come on as soon as the play goes out.
This is Butt. Well, they are getting Peacock ready for the second time. And I don't think there's any way back now for number 25, Terry Phelan.
I'm sure the physio and the player discussed it, but if you're making a run like that and you pull a muscle, there is no way he's going to run that often. Unfortunately, I'm sure the physio said, do you think you're going to be all right? And Terry Phelan says yes, but it's disrupted Chelsea, and it's proved so costly.
Gavin Peacock, nonetheless, is something of a lucky charm for Chelsea in these situations. He scored twice in the semi-final against Luton a couple of years ago, and he also counts winning goals home and away against Manchester United in his collection in a recent season. So can he? Oh, his good first pass was a good one to Spencer, and Chelsea had an opening there. Manchester United were one short on the far side, and the ball didn't come over. Now at the other end, it's Cantona with players in support. Keane on to Cole. Giggs in the centre with Cantona now, being joined by Butt. Andy Cole. There's the pullback, and disappointing finish, really, because there were players queuing up in the centre. Well, Messrs Pallister and Bruce, who must have been worried along with the Manchester United support in the first half, can now take a rather more relaxed view of things, perhaps.
2-1 down. Chelsea are almost going to play without a left-back now. Gavin Peacock going to play on the left side of midfield.
Here's Spencer. Well, what was it Desmond Lynam said? 26 years since Manchester United had lost a semi-final. They're winning this one now. And here's the man who's put them in front, Beckham. Myers. Forward by Burley, and Giggs took it away almost casually from Dewberry, but the pass that followed was too casual. Bullets onside. Linesman didn't flag, but Hughes on this occasion couldn't get the vital touch. You were just updating us on the Chelsea formation there, Trevor. I mean, do you see this now having a significant effect on the game?
Well, they've got to take a chance, Chelsea, haven't they? You can see Peacock there playing left side of midfield, but he doesn't want to get back in these situations down defence. So Beckham, I think, is the person that Manchester should keep feeding.
Well, here's Hullet trying to rub the lamp again for Chelsea, but one just wonders here whether Manchester United have taken over. This is Cole. He's gone past Lee initially. Others are joining the attack now. Phil Neville, two to his left. He's come right, Beckham. But can move on again to Sharp. Far more comfortable at this stage, United. And Sharp's gone again. Andy Cole is in the centre. There's the cross, there's Cole.
Defensively, they're all at sea at the moment, Chelsea. Have been disrupted, but look at the run by Lee Sharp. Only got Andy Cole at the near post, and a bit too hard, wasn't it? A bit too strong. Third goal now, and, well, it'd be beyond Chelsea, wouldn't it? They've just got to get into the game as an attacking force.
Just thinking back to that third-round replay at Newcastle when they were 2-1 down, Chelsea, and Hullet came up with the goal right at the end of the 90 minutes to force extra time and ultimately a penalty shootout, which Chelsea won. He's been asked to do an awful lot for them this season and indeed today, but can he do more still? Here's Lee. Tucked in by Spencer, whose shot it was that Cantona cleared from the line with Schmeichel beaten. Another moment when things didn't go Chelsea's way. Mark Hughes with David May still faithfully shadowing him. Beckham. And Cantona's made a great run on... Oh, flags up. I wasn't sure whether it was Cantona or Cole, but they were both in threatening positions. Here's Dewberry. Chelsea, as you say, have to take a gamble now as time goes on, and that may mean gaps for Manchester United to exploit when they counter-attack swiftly. Erland Johnsen goes forward for this long throw. Oh, Keane missed it and then cleared it.
The point is, having pushed Hullet up with Mark Hughes, there's no point in letting him play up there if he's not getting the service and supply, because they're missing then his influence, which was so effective down that right-hand side in the first 45 minutes.
That's a good ball by David Lee to Dewberry. No. Referee waved the appeals away, and they came more from the crowd than from the Chelsea players. Here's Wise. Oh, that's a nasty one from Nicky Butt. That's going to be a booking.
Well, probably going to happen, wasn't it? Roy Keane and Nicky Butt been so competitive in that centre of midfield. Now they've both picked up yellow cards, so they have to be careful in this last 20 minutes.
And there's the floated free kick for Mark Hughes to come in. And here's Hullet. Touch of holding, was there? Not serious enough to worry the referee. Well, sit tight, because I think the last 20 minutes, if it is the last 20, is going to be just as exciting, if not more so, than what's gone before, because Chelsea have just got to throw it forward now, not in an uncontrolled way, but they've got to take chances. Here's Cantona, and on the break here, Keane will find Giggs, and this is the big danger for Chelsea. Giggs away, Cole looking for a position, and Giggs didn't find him in it. Myers intercepted. With these two teams and the way they played the game today, you feel the score could go from 2-1 to either 2-2 or 3-1 quite comfortably, because there have been opportunities throughout the match at both ends. Here's Peacock, the Chelsea sub. Didn't quite make the angle for the cross. It's a corner though. Lee will come forward with Johnsen.
Well, they've got some height now. Lee, Johnsen, Dewberry, Hullet. Manchester aren't that tall. Roy Keane and Schmeichel will have to try and dominate that area.
Well, we've seen how dangerous Dewberry can be from these. He's gone on the line with Hullet and Lee. There's Hullet. And this is Burley, anxious to make up for what happened earlier. Johnsen still forward on the far side. And it's a corner again to Chelsea. They won't mind that. They wouldn't have got much else from that position. Dennis Wise has gone across, and the big fellows stay forward in that 6-yard box, crowding it. Schmeichel's got to try and get a view. Hughes!
I must say, I thought the script was going to see that bulging in the net. A spectacular Mark Hughes volley. It was all set up, wasn't it? Manchester actually well covered there and just got the faintest of touches, Lee Sharp, to divert it, but that one wasn't hit cleanly, was it?
There's Cantona, who hits most things cleanly. He's found Butt. Are Manchester United going to Wembley for the 3rd year running in the FA Cup final? Or do Chelsea still have some petrol in the tank to turn this semi-final back in their direction? Here's Butt, and this is Lee. Now Roy Keane. Sharp to Cole, coming out of the centre this time. 2 to his right. This is Beckham. Good effort by David Beckham. His shooting prowess, one of the strongest parts of his game. The goal he scored today is 6th of the season. It could be the one that takes them into the final.
Well, he's had a good match, hasn't he? A good crosser, a good striker of the ball. That one driven just over the crossbar. Kevin Hitchcock, I don't think would have been too concerned, because it was a yard or so over. But he's had a good game. Beckham wouldn't have been in the side, would he, but for Bruce's injury?
No, it adds as well to the feeling that when Alex Ferguson sold those players last summer, the likes of Mark Hughes and Kanchelskis and Ince, he knew just how good potentially these young lads were. This is Cole. Beckham, Butt. And that long ball's going nowhere from David Lee.
Yeah, the passing's gone astray since those 2 quick goals. Find themselves behind, and you know, that bit of composure, bit of confidence, and they're just hurrying things and squandering it. And at the moment, Manchester looking quite comfortable.
Well, 15 minutes to go, unless Chelsea can force extra time. That's the position here at Villa Park in the first of today's FA Cup semi-finals. A repeat of that Wembley final of 2 years ago, and at the moment it's going the same way. This is Spencer. Peacock. Hughes waits in the centre. Schmeichel starts to come, leaves it to David May, and then Beckham. And now Myers for Chelsea. And that header on by Cantona has given Roy Keane a lot of space, or even perhaps Ryan Giggs, who's ahead of him now. Dewberry trying to get back. This is going to be played into Cantona. Oh, he tried to roll it on to Butt. You could see the idea. It just didn't quite come off, but Giggs is getting some room over there. Inevitable. Now, the way Chelsea have to play. This is Hullet. Wise making ground in the centre. Here he comes now, the captain. And saved by Schmeichel. Manchester United's marking was poor. Chelsea have it back. It's Hullet again. Oh, they're not finished by a long way, are they? Dennis Wise there, a good opening.
Well, it's a good break, wasn't it? I must say, I thought Schmeichel got a touch there. I thought it was a corner kick, but Hullet breaking down the left, setting up Dennis Wise. Schmeichel's so good at standing up those 1-against-1 situations. And again, a shot from Hullet, I think, tipped over for a corner, but we're still going forward the other end.
We are with Beckham. Somewhat sloppy, though. And Chelsea can move away again with Spencer. It's end-to-end. Hullet's gone to the right. Gary Neville's trying to go with him. They lost Wise in the last Chelsea attack, those defenders, and this time Burley's moving up and Wise is behind him here. Peacock is unmarked as well. And they're giving them room to shoot. Half a block on that from Phil Neville. Hullet's coming in, it's going to come to Burley. Oh, Butt blocks him, and in fact the free kick has gone the way of Manchester United. Burley adjudged to be doing the pulling, and oh no, it hasn't. He's given it to Chelsea. I thought for a minute he pointed the other way, Trevor.
Well, I think everyone did. He signalled pulling, but it would just be that Nicky Butt blocked Craig Burley. I think he anticipated it well, and then Burley tried to retrieve the situation. But a good position, isn't it, for the likes of Ruud Gullit?
Excellent, yes, it's central, isn't it? 25 yards. Dennis Wise perhaps just to tap the ball. It's indirect, of course. Oh, he's lofted it, and so has Gullit, and there's Spencer! And it deflects off Gary Neville.
Well, that fooled us all except Gary Neville. He read the run by Spencer, just had to wait for it to come down, and by the time he did, Neville got back to block it.
Ingenuity in the free kick. Now the corner. Wise. Cantona to head away. Just get the feeling perhaps Manchester United's defence lacking the barking orders of Steve Bruce at this stage, because Chelsea do seem to be getting behind them. This is Burley. Cantona was back there to help, and Schmeichel just picked it out cleanly. Here's Butt. Well, looking back on that last few minutes of Chelsea attacking, Dennis Wise had the best chance, and Peter Schmeichel will be remembered again for a one-against-one save, which, as Trevor said, he produces so often. At key times as well. That's what makes them so significant. Here's Philip Neville. There goes Beckham, marked now by Myers. This is Butt. Pulled by Peacock. So a free kick to Manchester United. And over on the far side of the area, Cantona with Keane going beyond him. Beckham to take. Dewberry's header out. Here's Keane. Sloppy one from Lee Sharp, but he gets a second chance, and that's not very good either. Finally, Keane to Giggs. Keeps it in. Cantona takes on Dewberry. Goal kick. Gives me the chance to say, we often criticise, or referees are often criticised, but I think Mr. Lodgers had quite a good game here.
Yes, that one there, just going away from Cantona. I don't think there's a lot of contact there, and Eric Cantona believing the ball was going to go out and he's not going to get there, just looking for the penalty, but Steve Lodge rightly decided no.
Bullet for Chelsea. Can they save it? Spencer in the centre. Burley makes a forward run to join him now. This is Wise, and now it's Lee joining the attack. Hughes, and Burley couldn't get there. He can now, and Hughes is waiting again. Arm up with Gullit. Schmeichel's got to come for it, and Hughes caught him.
Can't hang up the ball in the air like that with Schmeichel in goal. Plenty of time for him to come and collect that. Craig Burley shaking his head, but look, it's a hanging cross. Plenty of time underneath, and with his height and power, only one place that was going to end up.
This is Beckham. And there goes Cole, just a touch from Andy Myers. Cole not happy with the service from David Beckham. That's a good ball from Lee to Peacock, who didn't keep it in. The only thing Chelsea could do now to change it still further would be to bring on Paul Furlong. That's a very good pass down the line from Phil Neville to Cantona, but Myers defending stoutly. Here's Butt. Chelsea, a team of high morale. They're not succumbing despite being 2-1 down. They're making Manchester United play as hard now as they did at the start, but time is against them. That's the thing with Chelsea now. 8 minutes. It's been a semi-final of verve and variety. The unexpected, always likely to happen. Like now, this is Spencer. Pullet with Neville. Peacock. Waiting in the centre to see if Pullet can get a cross, and he can. Here comes Wise. Here's Peacock. Oh, it was a very brave block by Nicky.